Hello Python programmers! This is my very first Python lecture, and I am starting out with a program called idle, which you can search for. It should be downloaded every time you download Python on a computer. I'm using Python 3.7. So once I open up idle, I'm going to see these three greater than signs. That's a prompt, a command prompt for I can type in a Python command and then see what happens. So the first command I'm going to type is print. And then in quotes, it doesn't matter if it's single quotes or double quotes, I'm going to type in hello world. So a lot of computer programmers, the very first thing they do is create a program that prints back to them hello world, and in C or C++ or Java you would do half a dozen lines of code just to get this to happen, but with Python, one line of code. Python has really condensed code. You can usually do things in Python in less lines than a lot of other programming languages. So we can use the print command to print anything we want to the screen. So I'll do hi there, and just showing that you can either do single quotes or double quotes. We can also do any math that you would normally do with a calculator. So if I did 25 plus 75, so we've got our addition, we've got subtraction, multiplication is the star, the asterisk, so we could do multiplication, and then there's also division. So I'll do 14 divided by 2 is 7. There's a few operands that don't actually exist in math class that do exist in Python. So for example, two forward slashes. It looks a lot like the division that we just did, but this one does floor division. So something that didn't come out even with division, like 15 divided by 2, the answer has a fractional component. If you do the floor division, it is going to give you an integer, something without a decimal point back, and instead of rounding, notice it didn't round up to 8, it truncates and just gives you the number before the decimal point. So that's the two forward slashes. We've also got another operator that doesn't exist in New Normal Math class, or doesn't look like this, is 2 stars in a row. So what that does is you're getting 2 to the power of 3. So 2 times 2 times 2. We try it again. 5 to the power of 3. 5 times 5 times 5. So that's exponentiation. And we can either type in integers like I've done here, something that does not have a decimal point, or we can have something that has a decimal point, like 3.14. That's called a floating point number. There's also imaginary numbers. So in math class, you might see something with an I or with a J, meaning it's an imaginary number. In Python, go ahead and use the J, and you can have a complex number that has a real component along with an imaginary component. You just put the J in front of the imaginary component. Alright, that's enough for our first video on programming in Python. Thank you so much for watching.